I think they're about to go on a little bit of a run here. Certainly they have the talent. The question is just, can Alex Smith get Jeremy Maclin the football from time to time?
I'm with you. Yeah. I think Kansas City has the most talented roster outside of the Broncos, but they still have Alex Smith at quarterback. Well, and when they get down, they can't come back.
Well, but then you're flying into your own face here when you're saying you agree with him. I guess that Kansas City is the biggest.
Basically, what I'm saying is there's no threat to the Broncos.
Saying they're going to win a
there's no threat to the Broncos.
Well, then you got to take. You know, if there is a threat to the Broncos, if the Raiders beat them, they would be a team that. But they're going to face 7-9 at the best, 6-10.
They might, but they have the highest ceiling if a few things go right.
Their Carr, yeah.
Carr's good. Amari Cooper and Crabtree's playing well off the coverage that Cooper's getting. They have actually one of the better offenses in the league. And Khalil Mack's playing well on defense. But the rest of the defense is shaky. I don't know did you read the ESPN The Mag piece on Mark Davis last week?
I did.
That he's trying to develop his own.
Yeah.
Legacy.
The vignette that stood out for me was that
get a good haircut first.
Well,
then develop your legacy.
You don't like the Roman Centurion cut?
Then develop your legacy.
Yeah. But he's at dinner with Reggie McKenzie, their GM, and he tears 2 corner pieces off of a piece of paper and hands them to Reggie and says, "What does that mean?" He says, "Corners. I want 2 corners." The defense is still a few parts away from being at full strength.
I know a head coach who had an interview with him. All right? Yeah. He said he might be the dumbest man he's ever sat down with.
Okay.
Mark Davis.
Let's don't put this together. But he knows a man that interviewed with him, and we could. Jimmy Kimmel had a show where they interviewed a woman, and they said on the street, and said, "What's the worst thing you ever did in your life?" She said, "I cheated on my ex-boyfriend." And he says, the guy says, "So who did she with?" "Well, I don't want to say he's a famous guy." "Well, just give me his initials, TJ." "Okay, well, what does he do?" "He plays sports." "Well, what sport does he play?" "Well, I don't want to tell you." "Well, what sport?" "You can tell us sport, TJ. Hockey." "Who do you play for?" "Well, I don't want to say, but Florida." "Well, would it be Brad Johnson or whoever it was?"
Yeah.
And she went, "I don't want to say." Yeah, he knows somebody that interviewed Mark Davis. We know who he knows, so I'm not going to. But I'm just saying, yeah, Mark Davis. Al Davis would not let Mark Davis anywhere near the facility. No. He was the goof son.
He was flying commercial. He wouldn't let him on the team charter.
Yeah,
that's another story. How that.
That's why I always tell you.
3 seats
that's
on
why
Southwest.
I tell you. Be careful what you wish for about Dick Monfort and Charlie Monfort go away. And he knows this too. He won't say it, but be careful. Be careful of the 2 of them go away. They're not going to sell, but they're going to turn it over to somebody. And trust me, you're not going to like him as much. If you don't like Dick Monfort and Charlie Monfort running this team, wait till you get to the next one, because you are going to say, "I wish Dick was back."
Let's.
I told you. I told you. He won't address that.